Now, last Friday, a food market opened at the Agric Ministry in Accra where civil servants could buy foodstuff directly from the ministry. The move is aimed at mitigating the impact of rising food prices, but some have questioned this move by the Agric Ministry. Joining us to share some thoughts is Anthony Morrison, Chief Executive of the Chamber of Agribusiness Ghana. I appreciate your time. How sustainable is this move, Anthony?
Dara, thank you very much, and very good afternoon to your cherished viewers and Ghana agribusiness players. Uh, I want to start with the fact that I think that this concept kind of lacks a very strategic concept. For instance, it seems Ministry of Food and Agriculture is arrogating to itself other legislative functions that has been given to other agencies like buffer stock company. And we also think that it is a market disruption concept in that it does bring some kind of mess up system within the agriculture market system. And this will not augur well for the sector. Now, it is also our view that in the pricing, we don't know, for instance, if Ghana Standards Authority were actually consulted in the pricing, especially at the farm gate. And there are also some views or concerns as to which farms were selected for these purposes, which criteria were used in the selection of these farms, and several others, and it also behoves to also begin to look at is government or Ministry of Food and Agriculture moving away from their role of providing externalities of support for the industry. You want to also then finally ask MOFA, what are their indicators? We are seeing them looking at plantain. Ghana's food security challenges have nothing to do with plantain. It's as a result of, for instance, a research the Chamber has done shows clearly a family of 4 to 5 spends no less than 500 cedis a month on the vegetables. So we were actually expecting the Ministry of Food and Agriculture to start looking at probably if there is even a need for this, they were going to look at vegetables first. And most precisely, it shows that the minister is out of touch with the realities. The ministry is not getting its work done properly into contextualizing the current challenges facing Ghanaians.
Well, interestingly, some people we interviewed on that day said they didn't notice any difference in the pricing of the food items. It just was as though it was the same as if they would go to the market.
Yes, I'm not surprised because, that tells you that the minister did not do enough consultation with the market system players within the agriculture value chain to understand how the forces of the market play. You remember when this issue came out some 2-3 months ago, I told you that it's a strategy that is totally out of place. If the minister understands the market system, how it works, especially from the farm gate, you're looking at the aggregator, the transporter, and also the market woman. So there are a lot of players in that system. So who now pays the farmer? Who now pays for the transportation? Who pays for the loading and the offloading? And who now take the product at the market center, store it, and sell? So if the minister have done his work and have actually contextualized the various variations in the pricing, you will understand that this has got nothing to do with the marketplace, and rather it is about the availability of food that most Ghanaians consume more, and not that we are not consuming what is available. If we have done the food security parameters very well, for instance, when you look at the food security indicators, it says availability, which is very key, utilization, and also affordability. Those 3 keys are the concern of most Ghanaians now. How much would you use 10 cedis to buy what quantity, and at what rate are you buying it? These are the concerns. If the price or the food is available, in what quantity is it available? And am I using the same amount of money I used to for the past 6 months or a year to buy? Okay, so this is the point we need to be looking at. We know the prices of rice have shot up on the market, vegetables have shot up. We haven't seen much of the plantain, cassava thereof. So the issue now is not about the indigenous food we eat more, even though the chamber is of concern that the ministry is also not doing much to push Ghanaians to eat a lot of local food. But then that puts a lot of work on the doorsteps of MOFA, but also as Ghanaians in our taste, our insatiable taste for foreign goods, and how we must be able to support farmers as to what they produce and eat what Ghana have so that we can grow Ghana.
And we are not losing sight of the other factors which are real. The fact that fuel prices are going up high. We are dealing with inflation at the moment. My point being that even though we have these things going on and impacting on food prices, how can we bring down the cost practically? What do we have to do that the ministry doesn't seem to have a grip on?
Okay, so there are three key derivatives here. First, we need to produce our own seed. Ghana imports, when it comes to the vegetables, probably 95% of vegetable seeds are imported. When it comes to grains and cereals, we import well over about 55 to 60% of our rice, maize, and soya seeds. So there is a need for us to grow the local seed industry. As it stands now, the industry is almost down because government owes seed suppliers and seed producers well over 152 million cedis. The same applies to fertilizer dealers. We also need to look at how we can adopt and commercialize organic production. And that implies that we need to now begin to produce our own organic fertilizers, our own organic pesticides, and organic weedicides. Then moving forward, how do we support farmers with regards to mechanization? When it comes to plowing, it comes to harrowing, it comes to harvesting, they all require fuel. And the cost of fuel is a major determinant now, because in every facet of the agriculture value chain, every activity, fuel is involved, transportation is involved. So there are add-ons, and you don't expect the farmer not to add this at the end of the production. And when the aggregator, the transporter are moving this produce from the farm gate onto the market, there are other transportation and fuel add-ons. So we need to also come to the realization, just as we've been doing for the fisher folk, where we supply them with premise fuel. We should be ready to support farmers to be able to plow their land. Currently, we used to plow land, it used to be 150 Ghana cedis, it moved to 200. Now, in some areas, it's 350 and 400 cedis per acre. So you don't expect the farmer to produce and still sell at a very low price, which is not possible.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it here. Thanks for your time. CEO of the Chamber of Agribusiness, Anthony Morrison. I appreciate your insight this afternoon. You're watching